Night one is already turning into one for the ages as we welcome you to our new international host city. This is X Games Oslo, and this is the men's skateboard street final. Brandon Graham alongside three-time X Games gold medalist, two-time Thrasher Skater of the Year, and now the voice of skateboarding at X, Chris Cole. Chris, the biggest and best skateboarders on the planet have converged here in Oslo. Shane O'Neill put it down proper in the eliminations, making his 10th X Games appearance at 26 years old, yet to medal, which blows all of our minds. A guy who's no stranger to the top spot, our top-ranked qualifier, looking for another gold medal. Nigel Houston put it down on his second and final run. But Luan Oliveira, Chris, is a guy that you said to keep your eyes on, particularly with this course.
Absolutely, it really caters to him. I mean, he can get out there and just do things that no one else can.
So on top of Luan, Shane, and Nigel, we've got more competitors to make this field one of the most competitive and best to expect in years. But this course, a little different than what we've seen at X, a little bit smaller, but you gotta have technical riding on lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, you can highlight what you got, but you absolutely have to have the skill to deal with these obstacles, because you're not going to get away with just doing a backside lip slide.
Right. We saw that in eliminations. We saw some very good runs not get guys into this final group here today. But we've got 6 of the best skateboarders on the planet. Really good to see. Obviously some familiar names there on the back end. Louis Lopez making his X Games debut, getting in as a rookie.
Absolutely. That, you know what? It seems so weird because he's done so well in so many contests. I can't believe it's taken him so long to come here.
Well, he has arrived here at the inaugural X Games Oslo 2016. Another beautiful shot at this course built by California Ramp Works. Each of these features on the course inspired by real skate spots in Oslo. Speaking of California Ramp Works, Brian Harper, our head judge, putting this thing down. These guys are the best in the business. No, that is not a frozen screen shot.
Not the best looking in the biz, but man, they are good at what they do.
They know skateboarding. Welcome to the final. Each of these 6 skaters getting 3 runs. We count the best score, 50-second runs. As you said before when we were previewing this course, not a massive course.
No, not at all.
So it's not like you need an ender on a big section. Consistency, technicality, really the name of the game. Look at that. We got X Games athletes all over the place. Louis Vito, he qualified for tomorrow's men's snowboard superpipe final in the building. Here to watch.
So cool that they do that, you know, so cool that he's a fan of skateboarding and he showed up.
It's a beautiful thing out here at X Games Oslo. We've got the best skiers, the best snowboarders, and obviously the best skateboarders out here. But dropping in now to kick off this final, 21-year-old Louis Lopez. And he showed no nerves in eliminations for making his X Games debut.
None at all. I mean, he's just so comfortable on his skateboard. I don't think that we'd be able to tell if he had nerves or not. That tray flip, really difficult to get your tail end as you're kicking it toward the edge to not just hit.
And the judges had to love the pop that came with that too.
Absolutely.
He got up there. Very surf-inspired skater.
One of the trickiest moves to try to get over the corner of a wedge in front of you. That would have been a great backside flip that he just tried right there.
Last 20 seconds for Louis Lopez here in the final.
Trying for the 180 switch crook. Again, such a hard trick when you come up at a wrong angle for that. You just cannot get it to turn around in the air.
He's got room for one more trick.
Frontside big spin, sticks it.
A clean ender for Louis Lopez's first run. Take another look. What'd you like from here, Chris?
I mean, look at the tail end. Almost hits the ledge, but he gets it up. And then he just continues on to get that perfect backside 360. And then ending it with a frontside big spin down the triple set. You know, it's actually going to score pretty decent.
His run one score coming in at a 66.33. So the bar officially set here in the final. Again, each of these skaters getting 3 attempts on this course. We count the best score. Curran Caples, good to see him not just in an X Games final, but a street final. No stranger to X Games gold in the park events.
But
in fact,
never
he's
in
our
street.
defending Austin gold medalist from Skateboard Park, but here he is competing in street.
Absolutely. And I mean, a great nose grind down the long rail. And you know, that long flat bar, it's so long that you actually get in and you can lose your trick halfway through it because it's that long. So, oh, that's my favorite trick right there, the half cap 50-50. Favorite trick of his line thus far.
Curran also a sponsored surfer on top of Skating Street, on top of Skating Park. His father, of course, a former pro surfer.
He being named after another pro surfer, Tom Curran.
And you see the surf inspired in his skateboarding.
I mean, one hand washes the other, right?
So flowy for Curran Caples. A very good first run. Let's take another look.
They're talking about it.
A really neat setting. Very intimate. These fans here in Oslo.
Comes back with that tail smack on his way in. So cool. This trick, too. You don't have to aim with one truck. You got to aim with 2. To get them both locked in that good. Skillful. Hit some airtime for a little bit. I mean, that's a great score.
An 81 on his very first run. Very good score for Curran Caples in search of his very first ever X Games Street medal. Speaking of a guy in search of something, Luan Oliveira, he's earned silver, he's earned bronze. Never has he won X Games gold. Does that change tonight here in Oslo?
It's just so surprising that he hasn't. And it's also so surprising that he's missing tricks at all. Normally when you see Luan, it's so many makes that you feel inadequate about your own skateboarding.
That's saying something if that's your point of view, Chris Cole.
He's just a machine. I mean, right there, he wanted to do the 180 crook. He didn't go all the way around the crook, and so instead he just decided to land the nollie tail slide.
And let's be real, Luan has won everything else that you can win in skateboarding. Street League, won it. Tampa, won it. Dew Tour, won it.
Totally.
Not X Games.
Oh, that was so stylish. Such a good nollie backside flip. There he is. Right there, I'm so bummed that was time, because once he starts heating up like that and he hits one trick, he just keeps firing.
Luan Oliveira just put the field on notice. He said, "That's my first run. Try and beat me."
Yeah, he's really
you couldn't have
trying
skated
to get it.
better than that, Chris.
I mean, he only had one fall, and it's so uncharacteristic of him. Unfortunately and fortunately for him, that we say, oh man, he fell one time.
Right.
But look how good that nollie backside flip is. 2 angles. Rightfully so.
And we saw
3 angles.
We saw, if you want to call it that, struggles during eliminations where he wasn't able to stay on his board on those runs, still put up good scores. An 88. That's
solid.
Scary, Chris Cole, because that wasn't necessarily a perfect run from Luan Oliveira. It may be for other skaters, but not from Luan.
I mean, he just struck fear in everybody else, though, I must say.
Well, the stage is not too big for 20-year-old Alec Majerus, earning a bronze medal in his X Games debut in 2014, just missing out on the podium in Austin last year, settling for 4th place.
He is cutting in strong right now. That trick, so hard. Couldn't even explain it to the viewers, but that trick is so hard, the fact he just did that. Oh, wow. Going the opposite way on the whoop-de bench. on the wave. That is a far gap, especially if he's missing it. It's huge. His wheels sticking on that backside tail slide.
Phone pops out for a second. He's got 5 seconds to play with. This isn't the run he was looking for, Chris.
No.
Good thing, though, you get 3 chances.
The great thing for us and for him that he gets 3 chances, because you know what? I think he's going to make all those tricks. I mean, started off so strong. This backside 180 pivot grind right there, that's risky. This is, nobody's even attempted that we've seen so far. So I think that'll be a big treat when he goes for that thing again.
Alec Majerus in just his 3rd X Games appearance, skating here in the final in Oslo.
Such a strong video part skater.
Right.
Such a strong demo skater, tour skater, and now contest skater.
Right. You're just joining us, Brandon Graham alongside the legend, Chris Cole. What a privilege it is to sit here in the booth with you, Chris. I know you want to be out there on the course. I'm scared to think of what you would be doing out on that course here tonight, but we got you here. Now dropping in Shane O'Neill, who was just clinical during eliminations. This is perhaps the most technically sound skateboarder on planet Earth.
Absolutely. He's just like, his movements are just, they're laser cut flip tricks.
Wow. For Shane, it has always been winning the mental battle. This is his 10th X Games appearance. He's yet to earn a podium finish.
I mean, that trick right there, not only did he do it in both runs and qualifiers, but now he just did it in the finals too. Just dialing it in.
Chris
Look at
Cole,
him.
dare I say, with 2 seconds to go for Shane O'Neill, that may be the best run I've ever seen him put down at X Games.
Absolutely. I mean, he just crushed it. That's the first place, certainly.
This is what we see from him all the time.
Oh, absolutely. We watched this run happen the entire practice, and then when finals come, it's just a mental battle, and that's it. But I mean, this skill level, it's just all day with him. Imagine waking up and doing this.
This is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. This is video game skateboarding. Shane O'Neill.
Absolutely.
He had the top spot in qualifiers. Really, Nyjah had to put down a huge final run to even bump him out of that top spot. Safe to say, Shane O'Neill here in Oslo on a mission, not just to get a podium finish. This guy wants to win.
Absolutely, and just as good looking as you can do it too. You know, it's not just the tricks, it's how you do it, and he just did it so
92
well.
On the dot. Field, you've been served. Shane O'Neill has come to skate as he takes over the top spot. Wow. How do you follow that up? Just have the most dominant man in street drop in.
Wow.
Nyjah,
that first trick is
Houston.
how you follow that up. Wow, fakie flip on bricks. Just asking to wedge your tail in the crack.
We always say with Nyjah, he's got enough talent to win this outright, but what happens when you poke the bear? What happens when you put a run down like Shane just did?
There's 2 things that happen. You either spook him and he doesn't make everything, or you poke the bear and he feels really good that day, and then he goes, oh, well, I was taking it easy anyway, so here you go.
Well, right now...
Anyway, so here you go.
Well, right now it looks
you
like...
asked for it.
Right now it looks like the latter.
Yeah.
Because Nyjah looking absolutely confident on this course.
Oh, wow. He is just rifling through moves right now.
And it's just unfair when you
and his timing.
When you put handrails in a course like that for Nyjah. And as you said,
dude,
no one times their run better than Nyjah.
No one. He saw 6 seconds left. He knew that's exactly what he needed. Wow.
Even Shane has to give it up for him on that one.
And that's a really cool thing about skateboarding too. I mean, when somebody puts down something like that, even if they're bumping you out of the lead, you're going, man, that was really sick though. He deserves it. Full cap front board. Trick is crazy because you have to almost ride underneath the rail before you pop to get that spin around right.
This guy does stuff that just doesn't seem human. Time after time.
I mean, almost as if everything's moving in slow motion and he just gets to play with it while it's in the air. You see that? Like, we didn't see that before. Like, no attempt of it, just like, you know what, I'm gonna need to step it up. What I'll do, I'll gap kickflip front board this thing.
Let's await Nigel Houston's run one score. He's got a smile, a 93. A shade above Shane O'Neill taking the top spot.
Oh my gosh, X Games Oslo, this is just run number one. Nigel Houston just answered to Shane O'Neill's 92. What is to come?
Oh, just try to knock down something harder next. It's always a good feeling being able to get the first run down. It allows you to try harder stuff, so I'm stoked.
Well, I suppose you should conserve some energy because there's a lot of tricks going down in that 60 seconds here.
Yeah, that's the point. You got to try to get in as many as possible, so I'm trying.
All right, good luck in your second run. Back to you guys.
Run one, Nigel Houston says checkmate to Shane O'Neill with that 93. He is our overall leader. Oh my goodness, this final has the looks of history making. Stick around, more from Oslo when we return. Welcome back to night one of X Games Oslo. It's getting heated. The men's skateboard street final going down right now. We're run one in. Shane O'Neill puts up a 92, blows our minds, and then Nigel Houston said, oh, you like that? Here's a 93.
You really just created the competition.
So it's time for run number 2 here in the final. X Games rookie Louis Lopez. He's in 6th place, trying to replace a 66.33.
Coming in with some speed, still making that tray flip up the end of that ledge.
Oh,
he missed that on the first run as well. But I think, though, with what we just witnessed out of Shane and Nyjah, Louis is going to have to pick a couple different tricks and really step up into this run. He's got some awesome tricks now to build upon, but he needs to pull out some magic.
Yeah, because what we just saw in round 1 from Shane O'Neill and Nigel Houston was not only incredibly difficult tricks, but making them look so darn easy. And consistency was the name of the game for the both of them. So if they elevate their game here in run number 2, these guys got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go with that.
Let's take another look back at Louis' second run.
Louis has figured out this part of the course. The tray flip up and the backside 3, just absolutely perfect. But failing to put together the rest of the line, really. But he still has another one, so we all get to watch. We all get to see what he does with it.
Each skater here in the final, an identical score to his run 1, a 66.33, so 6th place is where he will stay. Each skater getting 3 runs on this course. We count the best score. And we are just kicking off run number 2. Up next, Curran Caples, currently right off the podium right now. He sits in 4th place, put up a very good 81.
That was a really good first trick.
What's Curran got to do to shake things up a little bit and up the ante on the score?
I mean, we all love. He just made the nollie nose bunt that he missed in his first line. He needs to do really hard tricks on top of looking good.
Right. I think we fall in love with the style sometimes, and we go, look at him skate, look at him skate. But when Shane, Nyjah, and Luan are putting on tricks like that, it's tough to compete with.
Absolutely, and sometimes the judges even fall in love with the style, and they'll spin the dial for him, But once you deal with that, was an awesome crossbone.
Again, it just looked so good.
But once you deal with a line like Shane's and like Nyjah's,
right,
you're then counting points.
Oh yeah, there's
going straight into what's the trick content.
We saw it in round 1. There was a clear separation between Shane, Nyjah, and the rest of the field.
And I mean, what the other guys were doing, that nose grind was absolutely perfect. But what the other guys are doing is just insanity. But that right there, that's actually way harder than he makes it look.
So a 76.66, not outdoing his first score, which he will hold on to, and in 4th place, he will stay. Next up, Luan Oliveira, currently in that bronze medal position. Looked so good, but it wasn't a flawless run for Luan. Can he clean it up? And if so, where does that put him?
Well, he just made that kickflip disaster, so. You know what's crazy is I don't see him mess that up very often.
It's been a weird day for Luan Oliveira, even going back to eliminations. This is a guy that's
who is this?
As automatic as we see in skateboarding.
Oh, it's him. It's definitely him. Switch tray flip, like with very little speed. Give him some airtime, and he delivers.
Final 5 seconds for Luan Oliveira.
Perfect switch frontside kickflip, the way that everybody else wants to do them.
It's so, I would hate to be a judge with Luan today because he hasn't been his usual self, but the tricks that he's putting down are so good.
They're so good. And you know what? It's tough. Like, I mean, it's very easy to judge a run like Nyjah's, where you go, oh, that's winning.
Yeah.
That's the winning run. But when you see a couple falls, but then you see a hard flip just like that, where his legs are tucked up, I mean, he could have grabbed that into a tuck knee. It was just that sucked up in his pockets.
An 84.33, not outdoing run number 1. Third place is where he will stay. What can he do on his third and final run? Can't wait to see that. But up next for his second attempt, Alec Majerus. For his second attempt, Alec Majerus.
This is going to be really interesting because, I mean, starting off the line with a nollie front feeble, that's hard. Hooking up a frontside crooked grind that long is another extreme feat. You know, that's a risky move right there. I actually predicted that wasn't going to work out at least once. But let's hope he makes this right here. This is exciting. And he, and he kind of does.
How do the judges score something like that? Obviously, it's not a make, but man.
They don't. I mean, they may give him a little bit of extra points, like just kind of tail him on to the other tricks he did because that was so cool. But they're going to be waiting for the next run.
Oh.
Wow. That was so hard. I can't believe that.
And got it in before the buzzer.
But I think overall, I think that was 3 tricks made. So it definitely, you know, you risk it when you do a high speed trick such as that, where you have to ollie up, not utilize any of the course all the way across to get to it.
There's a fine line in the quality over quantity argument.
Absolutely.
But
you
I
make that clean.
Don't know that he had enough tricks to really state his case in run number 2.
That's what it is. I mean, you get out there, you could do a crooked grind nollie tray flip, but if you walk off the course after it, you're not going to get that good of a score.
Exactly. So a 67.33 on run number 1. He ups his score to a 71.33, but 5th place is where he stays. So we're 3 skaters in to round 2-4 actually, but there's been no movement. But here is Shane O'Neill, who blew our minds with his first run, only to be outdone by Nyjah Huston. How does he step up a 92, Chris Cole?
You know, he's got a whole bag of tricks that he hasn't done, like that.
Whoa.
Switch flip back lip.
That is so difficult.
Anybody else would do that regular in their run.
He just made that look effortless.
Yep. And you know what? He's got a whole bunch of hang time tricks down the double set that haven't come out yet.
Chris, this is what we've been waiting for from Shane O'Neill. Still has 10 seconds left.
What's he gonna pull here? Nollie back heel again?
Oh.
The one he pulled in run number 1 was just so good looking. Wow. Just let me throw out a big spin flip real quick.
Like
over
that's
this
a
brick
throwaway. And he gets it in before the buzzer. We take another look.
Let's see if this switch flip back lip will better his score. You know, he did fall one time in this run and not the other one, but he also did that switch flip back lip.
Exactly. This will be a very interesting one for the judges because that fall, you think in theory, leaves the door slightly open for Nyjah.
Yeah.
But he shook up his run just a bit, landing a trick we didn't see before. What's that do? He's got a 92.
Either way, we're mad at the judges.
Right. So here's Shane O'Neill anxiously waiting an 89.66, not quite there, but putting himself in a really good position heading into his third and final run.
I can't wait for the next time I actually go get the skate with those judges and I challenge them to do a switch flip back lip.
There you see Danny Davis taking in the show. He, of course, earlier today qualifying for the men's snowboard superpipe final going down tomorrow. Here is your current leader, Nyjah Houston, the most decorated man in Skateboard Street.
He's not going to take it easy either. You know, he knows that Shane still has another run. So do all these other dudes. Wuan could easily just put together a run that just takes it. You know, it only takes one run. So he's out there and he's going to try to win again.
When you have that mentality of I'm going to win the contest every run, which is what Nyjah has, it's scary.
There you go. There you go. He added it. I called it in qualifiers that he was going to try that, and he sure enough did. Wow.
Whoa.
See, he messed up, ended up on the grip tape side of his board, and slid the entire rail on the grip tape side of his board.
Right.
He didn't bail.
That could have been a disaster for anybody else.
Oh, man. Most people's feet would have stayed on the board as their back hit the floor.
So let's take another look at Nyjah's second run. He was on one.
His tray flip is so effortless.
He'll tell you that's his favorite trick to do, just snapping.
I mean,
clean
if
tray
you had
flip.
it like that, wouldn't it be your favorite? And just here he is, upping the ante with the full cab flip. You know, and I think he would have bettered his score had he made the big spin front board.
An 88.66, so Nyjah will hold on to his run one score. We are 2 runs in here in the final with one more attempt for each skater to go. But let's head down to Chanel, who's with Shane.
I'm here with Shane O'Neill. He has been really setting the momentum tonight with a 92. What's it going to take to grab another point on the board?
Just hopefully make that other trick I just missed.
What's that called?
Nollie backside heel flip.
It sounds really, really hard.
No, it's not. Right then it was, though.
All right, well, good luck in your next run. Oslo, get behind him.
Thank you. Thanks.
I know what Shane meant. It's not for him. I don't know how many other people on the planet can do that trick. We'll find out if he stomps it on his third and final run. We're giving out X Games medals when we return here for night 1 of X Games Oslo.
Louis Lopez hitting him with that frontside big spin at the end of his line.
Curran Caples currently in 4th place. And I think the amazing thing that we saw in run 2 was some fantastic skateboarding, but nobody actually jumped up their scores. They're all still clinging to their run 1 scores.
Which is surprising because normally run 1, your legs are like really nervous. They feel like wooden blocks when you get off of the bench, ready to like actually skate. And
Sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, once they say like it's your turn, you freeze up and you have to like shake that off. And that's why it's crazy when you see dudes flip their boards straight out of the gates.
Let's go a little bit deeper with Shane O'Neill. What's happened to him right now that this moment in time, he's really putting it together? He seems fully confident. We always knew the tricks were there, but it just seems like he is arriving on this stage here and now.
I think it's just been too long. He's been so good for so long, and it's been too much time till he decided, I'm fed up with not doing well. I'm just going to do good now.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to think of the last time Shane O'Neill won a contest. I look back to maybe 2010 Street League Vegas.
It was Street League Vegas when I tried to kickflip over the red handrail.
Of course, I remember that moment.
It seemingly was an easy move, and it just didn't flip, and I tried my best to wrangle it back in and pull it, and all he did was he just backflipped the rail on his way down, just like
So what you're
victory
saying
lap.
is Shane O'Neill's last victory, he actually owes to you, Chris Cole.
No, I'm saying Shane O'Neill's last victory stings real hard
it
for
stings
me.
you. And the fact that I bring it
but
up
I'm
just
really
brings back
happy.
some
I'm really happy for him.
repressed memories. I'm sorry about that, Chris.
That's fine.
But it's really, I think, just a testament to how good Shane is. And I ask you this. He thinks he needs to clean up what we just saw in run number 2, land that trick there. Will we see the switch double tray over the stair set?
I mean, I imagine we're going to see a nollie, like, super big spin thing as he just tried one. What we haven't mentioned is the fact that some of these guys are sticking on stuff and they're not making stuff, and it's because this park isn't broken in. It is just put down. New concrete is very sticky. Your wheels stick to it. Your tail sticks to it. You don't sweep the same. The edges of the metal are really edgy and they're not broken in yet. These guys are really breaking it in.
If you came looking for drama, if you came looking for intrigue, you've come to the right place. Here, night 1 of X Games Oslo. It's time for the 3rd and final run of men's skateboard street. Currently, Nyjah Huston has the lead. Shane O'Neill a point behind him. It's time for the 3rd and final attempts from our field of 6, Louis Lopez.
I mean, it only takes one run, right? It's best run counts, so it's anybody's game, really.
Yeah. That's what you got to love about this format. Again, Louis Lopez making his X Games debut.
And in this 3rd run, he's jamming a lot of moves in there. Missing the backside flip again, which, you know, personally is a bummer because I really wanted to see it. But he jammed a whole lot of other tricks in there that he didn't have before.
But how can you not, how can you not, Chris, when you see the way Shane and Nyjah are skating tonight?
I mean, it motivates you to throw in more and harder moves, but it, you know, it shakes you a bit.
What a strange feeling when you see 1 or 2 guys that are really putting it down. You could go 1 of 2 ways, right? It shakes you and, whoa, maybe I don't have it today, or it pushes you to that next level. You're rooting for everyone to do well. You personally want to do well, but somehow this momentum is going to carry you to another level.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a tough balance, that's for sure. And you know, Louis got hung up on the frontside 180 switch crook again, that's new concrete. New concrete, not letting your tail kind of move on it as he tries to whip into that thing.
This course was built this week, and it gets to stay. After X Games leaves, it will be left as a permanent park here in Oslo. Amazing. Louis Lopez jumps up a spot into 5th place, improving on his score. He will not get on the podium in his X Games debut, however. A guy trying to get there, Curran Caples, he's in 4th place. He's got 2 gold medals in skateboard park, yet to find a podium in street.
Let's see if this will be the one. I mean, he starts off and he just rifles through 3 tricks instantly. So he's definitely stacking it with a lot of moves. Now, whether the judges score him on the amount of moves or the content of the moves is to be seen. But that's got the content right there. That front nose blunt to fakie. That is tough. Picking up some speed.
Oh
wow. That's an undoable gap, it looks like.
The amount of distance you would have to travel for that transfer, Chris. But again, that's a testament to having to put it out there, doing what seemingly is the impossible when guys are skating this well tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been my favorite trick in all of his runs. That half cab 50-50 is so unusual and hard. Look at that thing. That's a full-size SUV. You could just throw a giant car in there and park it.
Hard to believe this is the 7th X Games appearance for 20-year-old Curran Caples. Ups his score to an 82.33, but still not enough to bump Luan Oliveira out of the podium position. So Curran's day is done. Here's Luan Oliveira. It's been uncharacteristic, Luan Oliveira, where we've seen the hard tricks, but we've seen falls that we don't generally see from him.
Which is a huge compliment of any human being,
right,
that they can be that consistent that it's surprising when
that
they don't
error
make it.
is noticeable.
But it's not just a consistency, it's what he's laying down. I mean, that tray flip no slide right there, he is hands down the best in the world at it. That switch frontside flip wasn't the same as the other ones he did. It actually got away from him a little bit. Of course he made it, because he's a gem. He's a gem in skateboarding.
Absolutely. You want an instruction manual on how to flip your skateboard?
His
Watch
video part.
Oliveira. Chris, 5 seconds to go. Easily his best run of the day.
Good for him, man. That switch tray flip was excellent. Hooks us all up with the hard flip.
My goodness!
Oh, yeah, get excited.
Oslo
I'm excited.
are on their feet. Luan Oliveira on his 3rd and final attempt, saving his best for last.
Wow, what an animal.
That's a true performer, Chris. When it's all on the line, do or die, you've got one left, and you put a run like that down.
Do you have the nerves to do a trick like this when you have to?
And we've said it all night. Luan's got 2 silvers. He's got 2 bronze medals. He's got a taste of victory in Street League and other events, including Tampa, the last 2 years. He doesn't have that X Games gold.
I feel like with what we were talking about with Shane just deciding enough is enough, he had decided it last year, where it just, you know what, I'm just going to start winning these things. And he's good enough to.
Well, and everything clicked for him, it seems like, in the last year mentally. The skill was always there. A 91.33. So he ups his score, but he doesn't move up the leaderboard. Are you surprised by that?
You know, that's a really hard one, and I think that that's actually pretty solid. I mean, Shane's and Nigel's runs are just, dude, they're stacked with insane tricks.
So
that trick selection, nobody in their right mind would try those tricks in a run.
And the judges know that.
And they did it.
So here's the last guy that could potentially crash the podium, Alec Majerus. He's sitting in 6th place, but if he puts a clean run down, Chris, this could definitely bump his score up.
And I'm such a fan. I mean, I really hope that he does, because he's just so awesome to watch. Wow, a real skater's trick right there. And here he is, catching the speed. Everybody knows, they all move out of his way. Nice, and he does it.
The trick that has been a curse for him the previous 2 runs, putting it down.
And coming back around.
Oh,
wow,
my.
Here he is.
Alec Majerus coming on his 3rd and final run.
Oh, he is just so good at kickflip backside lip slide.
Oh, final 5. He's got time for one more trick.
Oh, no.
Oh, Chris. Oh, he is going to beat himself up over that.
As ridiculous as that is, that happens to the best of them all the time.
Let me ask you this, because, I mean, it's not like he fell trying anything.
Do they judge him as a fall?
Yeah.
No. They're not going to judge him as a fall. That was like, that's just a ridiculous mishap. I mean, even the best, you know, try to drop their board and kick the back of it and it goes flying.
Well,
but I'm so happy that he made that gap to back lip.
I think the world is, but now the question becomes, how good was that run, and how could that run could have been had he gotten that last trick in?
I'm saying the best it could have possibly gotten to is 4th place, because that run's not going to be Luan's.
Right, I agree.
And it's sure we, you know.
He got close, though, an 89.66, as you said, jumping him up into 4th place. leapfrogging current cables. He won't get on the podium, but still a great showing.
Great finish.
And oh my goodness, if what we've seen from the last couple skaters is a preview of what's to come with the final two.
Here it is.
Sit down and strap in. Here is Shane O'Neill.
I feel the nerves right now because I know where he's at. I know exactly how that feels.
As you can see with Nyjah, the nerves are there because he knows what Shane is capable of doing. Shane O'Neill trying to best Nyjah's 93. We know he has the tricks. Can he put it down on his third and final run? No.
You know, it's so rough. One of the things that happens and just happened to him is that your nerves take hold and you speed up and you go too fast for the trick you were doing.
Is there anything he can do right now, Chris?
Oh, totally. He's got
to make up for that.
He's got so many. It's what he decides to do to make up for it.
But again, with Shane O'Neill, your worry is, does a fall or a bail early on affect him for the rest of the run?
Well, this will be exciting. Whatever this is. Yep. There it is. Nollie bigger spin.
So Shane O'Neill trying to salvage, which was a run that we were hoping for. Really, that would push Nyjah, but I don't think you can dismiss those two falls.
No, you really can't dismiss the two falls, especially when Nyjah had to run the way that he did. And also, Shane's runs were insanity. That Nollie bigger spin, though, he's the only dude that does it like that. He's the only dude that has it like it almost looks like he barely puts any effort into his front. It looks like he barely puts any effort into his front toe only, and then just lifts up and just waits. And it just comes to him. The camaraderie of skateboarding right there.
It's a beautiful thing. These two are competitors on the highest level, but they're also boys. A 92 was his best run, and he doesn't outdo himself on the third run, so that ensures Nyjah Huston another gold medal, the 8th of his X Games career.
Where does he put them all?
This is his 4th consecutive street gold. This is a victory lap. Nyjah usually has something pretty good up his sleeve, even on runs that he knows he's already got it locked.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he just puts on a show for everybody. Oh, and he is. This is his best run so far.
That's what's so scary, Chris. Is
under-rotated, but still made it.
He just seems to get better with each contest.
I mean, it definitely doesn't help that he has an incredible skate park of his own.
Right.
And it's not like, I won all these contests, I'll take it easy. He's in the park all the time, while also producing street parts. You know, he's not solely contests. I mean, he's putting out more parts than anyone else.
Right.
Well,
once upon a time, there was that perception of, oh, well, as Nyjah evolved, is he just a contest skater? And I think he's really put that to bed with what we've seen video part-wise from him in the last couple of years. Absolutely.
I mean, putting it down in video parts, putting it down like in the magazines, that's for skateboarding. Whereas contests, you show up and this is super fun, and you know, you're putting skateboarding on the map, but you're trying to win some money too, you know?
Simply put, there is no one more dominant in skateboarding, perhaps no one more dominant in the X Games right now than Nyjah Huston.
Look at that, just excellent. He knew it too, you could see his face. Before it even hit the ground, he's like, got it.
The interesting element to all of this, Chris, is we felt like Nyjah can skate anything. There's no doubt about that. But this course really favored guys like Luan and Shane because we really thought maybe this is that moment where those guys jump up.
X Games Oslo, Nyjah Huston taking the gold tonight with a 93. Back-to-back golds. What does it feel?
Yeah, I'm so stoked. That was a gnarly contest. Shane, Luan, everyone. Shane's first run was insane. Luan's last run was insane. Me and Shane were both watching as Luan's score came up. And we weren't sure what was going to happen. We thought it could be 94, 95, could be lower, but I mean, congrats to all five, could be lower, but I mean, congrats to all those guys. I mean, everyone killed it so hard, and it's always a great feeling winning a contest when, I mean, it's not easy, you know. These guys make it so hard for me out there, and they killed it.
Well, your consistency continues to inspire us. Congratulations on your gold. Such impressive riding out of all of you guys. Back to you guys in the booth.
Nigel Houston with another gold medal here in his 13th X Games appearance. Lost in all of this, though, as he said, Shane O'Neill putting down that 92. Shane O'Neill earning his first ever X Games medal. Hats off to Shane.
Really?
Unbelievable,
is that his first
right?
ever? That is awesome. So congrats to him. I mean, and he earned it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In his 10th X Games appearance, Shane O'Neill with the silver medal, Luan Oliveira with the bronze, but Nigel Houston wins the first ever men's skateboard street X Games Oslo gold medal. What a night one here from X Games Oslo.